WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Caledonia's sports teams will have a new name. Thank you for joining us tonight at 6. The name Confederates or Feds is officially being retired. At today's school board meeting, members voted unanimously to adopt a new nickname and mascot. This comes after dozens of parents and community members voiced their concerns about what the nickname portrays. Our Quentin Smith was at today's meeting. He now joins us live with more on today's decision.
Yes, Scott, Caledonia was first given the nickname the Confederates back in 1957. Now the school will undergo a name change for the first time in more than 60 years, and they'll have 60 days to determine what that new name is going to be. With the raising of their right hands, the 5-member board made the highly anticipated vote to do away with the name Caledonia Confederates.
I'm really excited. This was a long time coming.
I'm happy. I feel like they acted responsibly, they listened to us, and they did the right thing.
Amanda Nielsen has been advocating for this change for more than a month. She organized the group Unify Caledonia in an effort to have the name removed.
As I looked into this whole thing, it became apparent, you know, black members of the community have been asking for these changes for at least 40 years, and nothing has been done.
Nielsen has 2 kids in the school district, and while her kids are having good experiences at the school, she knows that's not the case for everyone, including her neighbor and recent Caledonia graduate, Naterica Shellman. Shellman believes the name Confederates should have been retired years ago.
Now I know the school's taking steps forward to address the problems, so it'll be better for my younger brother, who won't have to go through the same things I went through or have to ignore the same things that I had to ignore.
I myself have seen a sort of a self-segregation that seems to have happened between the towns in my area, and the name seems to contribute to that. And as I've talked to people, they feel intimidated by the name, so that's not appropriate for a school mascot. It's time to change that.
I think the board needed to take a leadership position on this topic.
The process to determine what's next is now underway. The principal, student body, community members, and alumni now have 60 days to decide on a new name and mascot, then present that information to the board to make a vote.
If we decide what the mascot is in this room, we may pick something that's not indicative of what the community represents. So we want them to do that. And I want to say, I don't think the mascot in the community views it as racist at all. I don't think the community's there. I have been in that community my entire life, and I don't see anything racist going on. It's just some people outside looking in view it that way, and it's just time to change that stance.
Now, the new mascot and the new nickname will be presented to the board in September, and they'll officially take effect immediately following the board's vote. That's the very latest from here in Caledonia. Quentin Smith, WCBI News.
There they go! There they go!
Listen to that, a scary scene outside of a Columbus hotel. It's caught on video. The shooting happened outside the Wingate Hotel on Wednesday night. Columbus Police Chief Fred Shelton says that 2 people were shot and injured in that gunfight. Now, those 2 are expected to be okay. Investigators, they want to talk to the man wearing a white shirt and holding a gun that you saw in that video. Shelton says that someone rented a room there at the hotel and threw a party. There was an argument inside the room that spilled out into the parking lot. Now, so far, no arrests have been made, but late this afternoon, police did release these images of the suspects they're looking for. 17-year-old Jeremiah Ratcliffe and 19-year-old Aquarius Stewart both have warrants for their arrest. Chief Shelton says the teens will be charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault. Now, if you know where they are tonight, you're asked to call the Golden Triangle Crime Stoppers. A dead body, a pipe bomb, and drugs. That's what Choctaw County investigators are dealing with and trying to match the pieces together. Sheriff Brendan Busby says the remains were found in a shallow grave behind a home on Hebron Road. Those remains were found Wednesday. Deputies, they went to serve a search warrant at a home on Thursday. In connection with those remains, inside the house, a pipe bomb was found along with some drugs. The ATF is investigating the explosives. So far, 6 people have been arrested on a variety of felony and misdemeanor charges, ranging from drug possession to manufacturer of explosive devices. The remains have not been positively identified by investigators. Deputies were conducting more interviews today and say that more charges are possible.
Very hot, very humid out there today. And just like this, we had a few isolated showers try to perk on up in Noxubee and Pickens County. Still a little bit of rain being detected by radar, but just looking at our sky cam here, a lot of the clouds going poof. We see the remnant orphan anvil. We call that one of those lingering clouds after one of those clouds just kind of runs out of steam. Temperatures in the mid-90s, the low 90s out there, feeling like the low 100s. Very warm. The exception to the rule, those isolated blips on radar, but let's just say most spots will be very warm going into this evening. We're looking at mainly clear conditions for tonight. Lows down into the 70s here again. Hot and humid this weekend, maybe a few stray storms, and very similar next week. Your full forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Keith, thanks so much. Well, more than 1,000 Mississippians test positive for COVID-19, and the ICU numbers are continuing to climb. 1,032 new cases are being reported today by the Mississippi State Department of Health, along with 24 deaths. 1,332 people now have died after being diagnosed with the virus. There are 41 fewer people in the hospital today than there were yesterday. That number now standing at 1,076. At least 2 of those are members of the state legislature. Representatives Earl Banks of Jackson and Manly Barton of Moss Point. 253 people are in the ICU. Now that number higher than yesterday's figure. Here in our area, Lee County had the highest number of new cases with 33. Union had 25. Pontotoc, Winston, and Lamar County, Alabama all had 13. Monroe, Oktibbeha, and Lafayette had 12. 7,000 Mississippi National Guard troops will soon go to Camp Shelby for training. Now, COVID-19 precautions are being put in place. The Guard will host the troops from the end of July through the month of August on a rotational basis. There will be daily screening measures for troops, mask requirements, and increased sanitation stations there at the camp. Units are moving to a field training environment to help maintain social distancing while completing those training requirements. The Lee County School District releases its blueprint for reopening. School starts August 6th. Parents can choose either traditional learning or distance learning. Those who choose traditional learning will be at school 5 days a week. CDC guidelines will be followed and social distancing enforced with all classes and activities. Students in distance learning will enroll for each 9-week period. Instruction will be provided through Google Classroom with options for teacher meetings using Google Meets or Zoom. There are a host of other guidelines the district is implementing to make sure that students, teachers, and staff are safe as the new school year begins.
A lot of planning has gone into that as well, making sure that we can provide a healthy environment so we can stay in school, because we understand the importance of face-to-face instruction with a high-quality teacher for the education of our students. We want to be safe, we're extremely excited, and we're ready for school.
The district will provide digital textbooks when they are available from the publisher. Students will face the same direction in desks during class time. Students and staff will be required to wear masks when social distancing is not possible. Some big improvements are coming to a busy Oktibbeha County road. More than 4 miles of Poorhouse Road will be redone with an asphalt surface. Money from the county and the state will pay for the repairs. Work will start on Highway 25 and continue to Oktok Road. A traffic light will also be installed within the next 3 months.
Intersection of Old Highway 25 and Poorhouse Road. This has been an intersection where we've seen safety issues. We did data studies to know exactly what we needed to do, which included traffic counts and the accident reports. And they came back and said that we needed to put in a light, and we're also going to illuminate the area.
The traffic light project is already under contract. Well, here's some good news for your Friday. This is the day Courtney Smith has been waiting for. 2 years in the making. The Starkville woman finally gets the keys to her new home today. She is the Habitat House is on Azalea Lane, rather. Homeowners like Courtney have to put in a lot of hours and a lot of manpower to working alongside volunteers to build the house. This year, she says, has been challenging.
I can definitely say that through this process, I've been taught that patience is a virtue. And it's been a long 2 years, but it's definitely been worth the wait. And then when it comes to finally getting started on the process of building, we had the coronavirus, which put a halt to everything. But like I say, God remained faithful, and we still finished on time.
The volunteers helped keep that schedule on time. Now, the Smith family includes Miss Smith that you saw there, her 3 children, and 1 grandchild. He helped the Golden Triangle take flight. Now he's being honored for his vision and his work. We look at his contribution when we come back. Welcome back, everyone. 6 businesses in downtown Amory will get facelifts after they are awarded special grants. The 6 businesses are winners of a grant competition sponsored by Amory Main Street. Each business has 6 months to spruce up its storefront, and the expenses will be reimbursed as part of the grant contest. It will help restore the look of each building to its original state. Amory Main Street Director Alyssa Benedict says it's important to have a vibrant and visually appealing downtown area.
It makes a big difference. People have a lot to say about the way things look downtown, so we're excited that we're getting to give it a little facelift, and it's just going to be a really inviting atmosphere, I believe, and everyone's really going to enjoy it.
We love our downtown districts. Businesses chosen for the grants include the Gemstone, Arbors on Main, Bill's Hamburgers, Kella Boutique, The Grind, and a rental property. The downtown area is seeing a revitalization with many new businesses opening up there in Amory. Well, Golden Triangle Regional Airport honors one of the men who helped them take flight. Stuart Vance was part of a 3-member board that helped bring the airport to the area. He helped secure funds and mapped out plans for the facility and even helped give it the name Golden Triangle Airport. Today, Vance was given 2 plaques by current airport board members thanking him for all of his contributions and hard work.
Those 2 awards that were given to me were just, I'll cherish for a long, long time. They're very special. And it's been such a pleasure to watch the continued growth of the Golden Triangle Airport. For a small town, a remote area in America, we've got something good, and I'm proud of it, proud for them, and proud to have had a small part in it.
Golden Triangle Regional Airport officially opened in 1971. Some fun facts there. I like it. All right, we're going to send things over to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson. Keith, how about
you like this?
Not really, but hey, it is what it is, right?
It's never good when the map is really orange and red, and that just means another hot day on tap for our Saturday all the way across the southeast, mid-90s, very humid. Your full forecast is next. Stay with us.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
We are going into the weekend on a very warm note. Our Alpha Insurance Camera Network picked up on some of those friendly cumulus clouds across our region today in Louisville, Vernon, Tupelo, and Columbus. Temperatures topped out in the mid-90s. The heat index is warm as 105 plus in some instances, and just a few isolated showers trying to form briefly over the last hour, but those really are falling apart. If you saw rain today, consider yourself one of the few that actually did in our area. There's been a big batch of storms in Tennessee, Arkansas, Missouri, flash flood warnings up there, lots of lightning. So close, but yet so far away. It feels like 104 in Columbus, 102 in Tupelo right now. The actual temperature in the low and mid 90s out there, extremely warm. And if you're wondering, when is the latest that a 90-degree temperature can occur around here? Well, look at this. Columbus and Starkville, early November. Tupelo, late October. So we could still have many more months of this. Let's just hope not. At least I am getting tired of this heat, but it's July. You know, we're used to this by now, but I just want to show you where the air is going to be below 70 degrees over the next 7 days. Nowhere near here. The northern tier of the country, the Rockies, Canada, that would be the place to be right now. But tonight we're looking at mid to low 70s for lows, mainly clear conditions, and you may venture on out in the early evening after sunset. Look to the northwest. You'll see the Big Dipper. Boy, last night the sky was crystal clear with tons of stars, and you may be able to see the comet Neowise below the Big Dipper here tonight through the weekend with optimal viewing conditions, especially after sunset once those clouds go away. Tonight should be pretty good for that as well. Tomorrow in the mid-90s, we are looking at some very warm temperatures, obviously, a mix of sun and clouds. Temperatures, as far as the heat index, 100 to 105 plus. And guess what? Same ballpark for our Sunday, too. Futurecast is suggesting that we'll have a few clouds in the region tomorrow, maybe a few isolated showers or thunder showers here for your Sunday, too. More or less the same picture. Rain chances is 20% or less this weekend. So overall, pretty decent here, just hot and humid. 96 tomorrow, Sunday, 97 Monday, lows in the mid-70s. We're going to bump up those rain chances a little bit starting Tuesday at about 40%. That doesn't mean you're guaranteed rain, but there's a better opportunity for some more scattered rain around here with that. I think it could be a little bit cooler. Let's hope for that with some more cloud cover. But suffice to say, mid-July in the Deep South. Very warm, very humid. Scott?
That weekend forecast, though, looking perfect for the pool. Thanks, Keith. Well, the high school football tour, it continues by checking in on stop number 26, the Aliceville Yellow Jackets. The preview next in sports.
WCBI Sports with Courtney Robb is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
The Aliceville Yellow Jackets have no issue making it to the playoffs. This year, the Jackets hope to push even further and return to state for the first time since 2016. Aliceville is stop number 26 on the high school football tour.
WCBI Sports 2020 High School Football Tour is brought to you by Itawamba Community College, Cannon Ford of Starkville, Monroe County Farm Bureau, Max South Broadband, and the Bank of Vernon.
Just to be in the stadium and actually just to see the smiling faces, whether it's players, whether it's fans.
Besides the smiling faces, the Aliceville Yellow Jackets have plenty to look forward to heading into the 2020 season. The Yellow Jackets returned following an 8-3 year. However, head coach Melvin Pete wants his team to learn from last year's losses.
Don't think that everybody can play with you. You can turn on the light switch when you get ready. And that's what kind of was our biggest mistake as far as last year. You know, we kind of got in a dogfight, and we ended up coming up short because they did a great job of playing keep away.
Every down means something for Pete and his team. One player he doesn't have to reiterate that to, sophomore quarterback Ty Williams. In his freshman season, Williams threw for over 1,100 yards and 16 touchdowns. According to Coach Pete, he's already eager to do more.
This is a guy who actually will call me in the middle of the night and like, Coach, I just got through watching the film. Why did you hold back on play calling against Gardo? I said, man, I was trying to protect you. Yeah, we're not going to do that this year, Coach. I'm going to be ready. I was like, man, you're talking a lot, but let's see.
While the Yellow Jackets can count on Williams to take care of the pass game, Aliceville has to replace running back Xavier Wilkins, who accounted for nearly 1,500 yards rushing for the Jackets in 2019.
I don't think the running game will be a problem because of I'm really kind of relying on the guys up front, you know, with that as far as our guys up front have kind of been together for, I know, at least 2 years, and I've just never been where we kind of had our O-line. I've always tried to kind of had to rebuild it, you know, every year, but this is the first time that we've ever had a solid group that is coming back and returning.
As the season approaches, Pete is also focusing on building a strong defensive line.
There's some real big-time players, our corners. So the other thing is that we do have a guy by the name of Kobe Sparks that's returning at defensive end. And our biggest challenge this year is trying to find the other end. So we're trying to find some, you know, just some more D linemen that we think that we have some that have some experience, but we're really trying to kind of toughen up our front more so than anything else.
Aliceville kicks off the season against Greene County on August 21st. With the Yellow Jackets on the high school football tour, Courtney Robb, WCBI Sports.
WCBI Sports 2020 High School Football Tour with Aliceville High School is brought to you by H&R AgriPower, Shop and Save, and J-San Flooring Professionals.
Just in case you have not had enough of the high school football tour, do not worry, there is plenty more still to go. We haven't even hit the halfway point. Stop number 26 is out of the way. We move to stop number 27 on Saturday with Sullivan. Stop number 28 checks with Aberdeen coming up on Sunday. For any of those stops along the way, you can always visit our website at WCBI.com. That's it for sports. More for you when we come back.
For your weekend, rain chances pretty limited. We're looking at 96, 97 degrees or so through Monday, lows in the 70s. Some scattered storms by the middle of next week. Scott, you said you're hitting up the pool?
Oh, definitely.
All right,
definitely.
Don't come back next week looking like a lobster.
Oh, I definitely will. Everybody knows that.
Okay.
Thanks, Keith. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great evening. We'll see you back here at 10.